I would be curious to know of those folks logging in already, who has been to Louisville, Kentucky before? It will be my first time. How about anybody else from NGA on? Max has been before?
Yeah, a few times. Great city, lots to do. It's up and coming. I mean, it really is. It's going to be the next hot place, the way that Nashville was 15, 20 years ago. So don't sleep on it. It's a great location. I'm really excited about it.
And it looks like Wes from Nashville, actually, he's raising his hand. Hopefully that means he's been to Louisville and likes it. Okay, well, while we continue to welcome some folks joining, great, yeah, Wes has been many times. Um, why don't we go ahead and get started? Um, so I'm Sarah Neiswanger. I'm the Director of Membership for the National Glass Association. And on behalf of all of us, our team on the webinar today and in the association, thank you for joining today's Thirsty Thursday webinar. It will really be focusing on in-depth ways that you can use NGA to amplify your brand in 2026. So as we go through the presentation, each of my teammates on the call will have some information and recommendations to share with you, and we'll let them introduce themselves as they get to their respective sections. Um, but before we dive in, as we were talking about Louisville, the BEC conference is heading that direction just in less than 2 months, which is amazing to see that the time is already passing. But you know, we talked about it's the heart of bourbon country of hot brown sandwiches. I did not know that's where those originated from. Muhammad Ali, the Louisville Slugger, and of course the Kentucky Derby. So this is a bit more niche, a bit more intimate venue, which is right up the BEC conference's alley in terms of those close conversations, easy entertainment, great food. It's the perfect recipe for a great business decision for you and your company. Early bird rates do end next Wednesday, January 21st. So if you act now, that's $200 you can save and put towards something else in your future. In addition, later this summer, NGA is introducing its brand new event for the glass fabricator audience. That's GFAB, NGA Glass Fabricator Conference. And it combines the strengths of the events for this audience, a little bit of a technical side of things for those involved in NGA committees, also talking about advocacy topics. And then it also brings in the elements of the former GPAD, Glass Processing Automation Days. So those focused on productivity, quality control, software, and utilization on the factory floor. So this, as you can see on screen, is taking place in Chicago, June 14th to 16th. So again, if you are a glass fabricator, a supplier partner, an executive, or a technical research and development or engineer, this is an event for you. So I hope you will consider joining us on this inaugural event and make this an awesome event for all fabrication personnel moving forward. So now to get started on your marketing playbook with NGAs. This is kind of an outline of what the rest of the webinar will cover. So I'm just going to touch briefly on NGA among the industry. And with that, specifically meaning membership and whether you are a member or not, how to make the best of what NGA can offer you. So obviously, NGA being a member-driven trade association, companies like yours are why we exist. And it's also making sure that everyone within your company is taking advantage of the resources that NGA offers. You know, we may only be able to touch two, four, five people within a company, but I sincerely hope that you are passing this information along internally so that different people in your company can take advantage of the benefits that directly apply to them. Um, I don't need to tell you, of all people, that the graphic on this screen, you know, glass touches so many of our lives and environments. So we know this because we're the ones looking around. But we're also here to educate the general public when it comes to comfort, safety, and stewardship. So membership comes with, consensus-driven approaches, and all of that boosts and elevates the influence that NGA can have across the industry and across the building materials spaces. So again, whether you're a member or not, the NGA Resource Hub is actually a great place to get started on your journey. We built this kind of as we envision the steps to getting involved might take. So getting started, whether that's becoming a member, determining how to use your dashboard, then getting informed on the courses and resources that we have available to you. And then, of course, sorry, I skipped a slide, get connected. This is at our events and among our other members, and then getting involved, whether that's advocating at our glass and glazing advocacy days, getting involved in technical task groups, or volunteering in other fashions. So use the hub for however you might, wherever you're at in your journey as your launch point. And then finally, as a member, there are some specific benefits for you that you can also find from the hub, whether that's a codes and standards Q&A with a host of questions answered on a variety of those kinds of topics, safety bulletins, AIA approved content for live delivery, and then some resources by way of some of our partners, including the American Subcontractors Association. So with that, that's just a tiny snippet on membership, and I hope you'll contact me with any questions, and I'd love to talk with you further. I'll put my email address in the chat here momentarily, and I will pass it to Nora Dick and Lori Cowan, our magazine editors, to take it from here. Nora, are you there?
I am, I think. Okay, can you all see my screen? Okay. All right, so we want to tell you a little bit about NGA's print publications. I am Nora Dick. I'm the editor of Glass Magazine.
And I am Laurie Cowan, editor of Window and Door.
There we go. And as you may know, both Glass Magazine and Window and Door are the official publications of the National Glass Association. Glass Magazine is the voice of the architectural glass and glazing industry, and Window and Door is the voice of the residential fenestration industry. Both of them deliver the intelligence you need to compete in the market. And here's a little overview of what our editorial coverage offers. We offer original reporting. That means we break the stories that matter to your operations, from supply chain disruptions to emerging technologies. We're on the ground at industry events across the industry, but also, of course, at our own National Glass Association events, conferences, and our trade show, Glassville America. And we're delivering real-time coverage so that you don't miss critical announcements or connections. And of course, we also go beyond the headlines to help you understand what the trends mean for your business and how to respond strategically, whether that's Division 10 on the commercial side or Energy Star funding on the residential side. So if you want to know where the glass and fenestration industries are and where they're headed and position your company accordingly, these are the magazines that are essential reading. I'm going to pass it to Lori.
Great. Who are the audiences of our magazine? For the Window and Door side, we cover the full spectrum of the industry from source to sale. No matter what part of the supply chain you're in, whether you're a supplier, manufacturing the products, or selling and installing them, this magazine is for you. Window and Door is much more than a magazine, though. We have the print magazine 6 times per year. And we also have robust content on windowanddoor.com, a weekly newsletter, Window and Door Weekly, and Windowcast podcast episodes.
And Glass Magazine also delivers complete coverage of the architectural glass and metals industry. And our audience is the complete supply chain, including manufacturers and fabricators, contract lasers, full service glass companies, architects and specifiers, and owners and executives. And like Window and Door, Glass Magazine is a suite of products, not just a print publication, but we are a print publication that has 7 issues, plus the source book per year, online only exclusive reporting, analysis, and interviews, which are featured on our website, glassmagazine.com, in our weekly newsletter, Glass Magazine Weekly, and now in our podcast series, Glasscast.
In addition to our own reporting and industry coverage, your stories are what make these magazines essential industry reading, and we want to hear from you. Here are a few ways that you can contribute. One, share your news. We're always looking for company updates, whether it be new equipment investments, facility expansions, key hires, anniversaries, partnerships, or collaborations. If it's happening at your company, the industry wants to know about it. Two, you can showcase your products. Product announcements are among our most read pieces of content. If you're launching something new or have a product solving real problems, we want to feature it. You can also highlight your projects and case studies. Whether you're working on a high-profile commercial tower or an innovative residential installation, we feature the work our industry is producing. Show us what you're building. Be sure to share your high-resolution photographs along with a description of the project and the products you used. You can contribute your expertise. Some topics can only be covered by people who are doing the work every day. We're always looking for industry professionals to write for us, and we'll guide you through the process. Your experience is valuable, so be sure to share it with your peers. The bottom line is these aren't just brands about the industry. They are platforms for the industry, and your voice belongs here.
I second that, absolutely. All right. We're going to focus now on kind of the unique projects for each magazine. Reminder, I am Nora. I am the editor for Glass Magazine specifically, and my contact info is there. Please never hesitate to reach out. We want to hear your ideas and your thoughts. I'll start with one way you can get involved with the print publications. Open now is the Top Glass Fabricators Report and Industry Ranking. The Top Glass Fabricators List and Market Report is really one of our flagship editorial products. This is a magazine report that really highlights the breadth and capacity of the glass fabricator market in North America. And by far the most popular feature of the report is the industry ranking of participating fabricators. And I did not click there. Companies are ranked by previous year gross sales. Eligible companies will have 2025 gross sales of at least 5 million, and will be a North American fabricator that sells to contract lasers or other fabricators. To participate, you can complete a survey. The deadline is coming up January 20th. It will ask you for a little bit of information about your company. I think Sarah's going to drop that link in the chat. And you can always reach out to me with any questions. Please do. I'm happy to answer them. So why participate? It's a way to amplify your company's visibility by being on this industry ranking. And beyond that as well, the report itself, I think, is very valuable for this segment of the industry and to your company. And the more companies that we have participate, the more robust a report we can compile. And that report includes fabricator-specific data on trends in capabilities, investments, and challenges, as well as predictions for the future market. So Please let me know if you have any questions about that. We'd love to have your participation. Another editorial feature that might be familiar to you is the top 50 Glazers list and report. It is the longest running glass industry ranking. It is slightly more competitive than the Top Glass Fabricators report in that there are 50 companies on the list, 50 slots. And like the Top Glass Fabricators report, you're ranked by gross sales from the previous year. Eligible companies would be North American contract lasers. The reason to participate is similar. You're amplifying your brand visibility by being part of this prestigious report. And like the Top Glass Fabricators report, you get out what you put in. The more participating companies we have, the more robust our data on installed product trends, on market growth, and how companies are dealing with headwinds in this dynamic market, which I think is useful for the whole industry to know, as well as glazers. The survey will be opening. It's a similar process to Top Glass Fabricators. The survey will be opening around spring. So keep a lookout for that on all our social media platforms, online and in our newsletter. It will be featured in the July issue of Glass Magazine. Another way to amplify your brand is to put yourself on the map literally. Thankfully, NGA has one. This is the World of Glass map. And it is an interactive online map. This was originally an editorial project of Glass Magazine that has now grown beyond its borders, as you could say. It includes flow glass manufacturing locations worldwide, top grossing North American fabricators, and US glass recycling facilities. This is the reason that this exists is to fulfill NGA's goal to map the glass and glazing supply chain for the benefit of the whole industry. Eligible companies can click on the link that I think Sarah will be sharing, either to look at the map itself and explore it, but you can also, if you feel that you belong on this map, you can nominate yourself for that through the form, and that is, again, a free process. So wanted to make people aware. Now I'm going to toss it to Lori.
Great. Thank you so much, Nora. Again, I am Laurie Cowan, editor of Window and Door. My email address is on the screen. Please always reach out with ideas, feedback, contributions, or just to say hello. I would love to hear from you. One of our big reports of the year is the annual Top Manufacturers Listing Report, which is also one of my favorite pieces to put together. We survey residential fenestration manufacturers who operate in the North American market to dive into industry trends, product trends, manufacturing innovations, labor, automation, and so much more. The other piece of this content is the list itself, which details window, door, and skylight manufacturers. We organize the list based off of national or regional distribution. The survey will open in early March, so keep your eyes out for the announcements across our social media channels and in Window and Door Weekly. As with all of our editorial products, participation is free. My other favorite piece of content is the annual Industry Pulse Survey, which you'll be seeing soon in our upcoming January-February issue. Whereas with top manufacturers, we talk to manufacturers only, the Industry Pulse is our opportunity to talk with and survey companies in every part of the supply chain. This year's report really dives into the solutions companies are implementing to tackle some of the biggest industry challenges, such as labor, rising costs, and the national housing shortage. We're excited to announce this year that Window and Door and Glass Magazine will once again be hosting our prestigious awards competitions with even more opportunities for your company to gain industry recognition. Participating in the awards competition gives your company valuable exposure, helps you stand out in a competitive market, and provides third-party validation of your work. It's an opportunity to showcase what makes your business and your work special. These awards are for companies of all sizes. Whether you're a small family-owned business or a large corporation, we want to hear your story and know about what products and projects you're proud of. The awards programs are expanding this year to offer participating companies greater visibility. The Window and Door Awards will return to print with a feature in the July-August issue of the magazine, while Glass Magazine will again showcase its award winners in a stunning feature in the August issue. Award winners from both programs will be celebrated together at a joint ceremony during Glass Build America in September in Las Vegas. The combined event will bring together industry leaders and innovators in one exciting celebration. Nominations will open in March for both magazines through a streamlined survey process. We're currently finalizing some category adjustments to better reflect the evolving industry landscape, and we'll share those details soon. We encourage you to nominate your company and showcase your achievements. If you have any questions about the awards program or nomination process, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We look forward to celebrating excellence with you through this year's awards.
All right. And another joint effort between the magazines uh, are the Glass Build America show issues. Uh, Window and Door and Glass Magazine are both the official show publications of Glass Build America, speaking directly to your potential leads on your behalf. Specifically, in print, we will offer a print product showcase, showcasing the products that you're going to exhibit at Glass Build America, and giving both of those give you unparalleled access to attendees before they even step on the show floor. So each year we offer exhibitors an opportunity to showcase new or existing products, and offering critical exposure both online and in print, and allows you to amplify your brand presence before, during, and even after the show. They are also both free. So online and in print, it is free to submit your products, to showcase them. It's of no cost to you, and it's helping you to get the most value out of your Glass Build participation and ensure that your products get in front of the right audience. And just a reminder that Glass Build America is coming up sooner than you think. It is much earlier this year. It is in September, which pushes all of our deadlines as well. So look for us to be talking about the print product showcase and having a call for your products in maybe late spring, early summer. We're still finalizing those deadlines, but it will be coming up sooner than you think, and we want to make sure that you are in print with the product that you want to showcase, so that you can amplify that visibility before the show.
The National Glass Association and Window and Door partnered with John Burns Research and Consulting in 2023 to develop the quarterly Window and Door Market Survey. The survey provides analysis on current and future demand and revenue expectations, broken out by new construction and repair and remodeling, as well as qualitative and quantitative insights on future demand expectations and overall market performance. You may have seen the results of these quarterly surveys presented as prior Thirsty Thursday webinars or at the Glass Build main stage with Chris Beard. We are always looking for more participation in the survey. Your participation is what makes it matter so much. We know that privacy is of paramount importance to companies in this industry, and it is something that we and John Burns take very seriously. And we would be happy to answer any questions or provide any assurances about how secure your data and your answers are if you participated in this. You can either scan the QR code on the slide if you're interested in participating or learning more, or reach out to me directly and I can answer questions and direct you to our friends at John Burns. I am now happy to introduce Tristan Schofield to share more about our audience reach.
All right. So now that our editors have gone through what we do in terms of a publication and our through our association, you may be thinking to yourself, "All right, this looks really great. We want to get more involved, and definitely, the lists, the product showcases, but we want to, take a little bit step further and, really control our narrative to the industry. How can we do that? Of course, there's advertisements. Myself, I'm the sales consultant for the Eastern United States, Canada, Mexico, and South America. Holly Robinson, who we'll be talking later, is our Western United States representative and also the Eastern Hemisphere. So we are here to help you essentially walk through all the different options that we have through not only the product showcases, those lists, but the other extra opportunities that we offer through the magazines and the events as well. So you also may be thinking to yourself, all right, the prints, the publications look really great to be involved with, but we're a little bit more hesitant to do something as print feels a little bit outdated. I'm happy to say that it is completely not. We are seeing not only a rise in print readership, but more and more people are reading it in print only rather than the digital versions. And we are also getting not only through our Baxter research studies that conduct a survey on both magazines twice a year on not only the advertisements that are within the magazine, but also the editorial content as well, ensuring that the content that we're putting out there is as relevant as possible towards the industry. But we also find that through these studies, that 71% of our readers, not only our readers, but Gen Z and millennials, are feeling that print is more authentic. They prefer it to digital media, like online shopping, and they actually help build the trust for what they're seeing. So, with what we're seeing through just our Baxter research to help you guys get an idea of, does this make sense for you? It does. It helps you control the narrative for the entire industry. It helps you get in front of more customers, and it lets you figure out, or it lets the customers figure out how they can find you as well. And it's the same thing for window and door. We keep seeing a rise in print readership, and it does make sense for these companies like yourselves when you're figuring out the marketing to get more involved in really any capacity that you can find. So. Now that you also may be thinking, all right, so what does branding with Window and Door and Glass Magazine mean for our company? It means that, again, you get to control the narrative in front of the key decision makers, in front of the key customers that you're looking for, and again, really the entire industry for what you're looking to do. So, and again, who are you going to be reaching? It's going to be the manufacturers of both window and doors, uh, the glazing systems, the window walls. It's going to be the contract glaziers, so the installers who are putting out those up into the commercial buildings, the installers for residential buildings, and the dealers and distributors for the both residential and commercial products. So you also now may be thinking, all right, it really does make sense for us to get involved, but what are the numbers actually looking like? Through the NGA, Glass Magazine and Window and Door have the largest readership and the largest scope and reach of any other industry publication that may be out there. So for Glass Magazine, that is over 55,000 average subscribers per issue. That's over 29,000 readers online, over 9,000 subscribers for our weekly digital newsletters, and of course, over 11,000 subscribers of our social media platforms as well. And again, it's the same thing for Window and Door. We have for over 46,000, I believe, for Window and Door. Yeah, so 46,000 for Window and Door, over 33,000 for windowanddoor.com, 7,500 for our newsletters, and over 5,500 for our social media. You'll be seeing a lot of that stuff be a little bit also revolutionized over the next couple of months as well as we bring things over into the more NGA umbrella to just help our reach really get in front of the customers that you're looking to sell to. And so, as we're seeing, the different ad studies come in over year, not only are we seeing that People are trusting what they're seeing more with the tangibility aspect of the print media. The brand recognition and the trust that you're building with our audience really does stand to help your bottom line at the end of the day. So that being, again, the brand recognition, people are taking action towards purchasing and seeking out your company. The most recent ad study that we have conducted, over 98% of respondents have taken some kind of buying action towards the ad that they have seen within the publication. So whether that they're saving the ad for later, they're discussing the ad with their supervisors, they're potentially even seeking out sales reps for them, your company in some aspect or another, in having that engagement with the NGA, with the publications, it really does stand to help your overall image in front of the industry. And again, it's the same thing for window and door as well. So whether you're looking for the fabricators, the glaziers, the manufacturers, or some kind of combination thereof, window and door offers the viewership that you're looking for. And so now that you have seen a little bit about our just who exactly we're looking to reach, here's Max Perlstein, who will be able to showcase a little bit how those audiences get together in person.
Great. Thank you, Tristan. It's a thrill to be here. And just to give everybody a heads up, what Nora and Lori were talking about being able to get your company in the news, they do a great job, and it's something that you should really take advantage of and have your news hit the entire industry through Glass Magazine and Window and Door. But I was asked to talk about the different industry events. Those of you who know me know that I live for these events and very excited about them. The one that's coming up next is the BEC, the Building Envelope Contractors Conference. This will be my 10th time hosting it. I've been to, I think, 24 of the 28 that we've had. And I hope to see all of you in Louisville March 1st to the 3rd. If for some reason you're not attending or you want to learn more, please, hit me up. But it is worthwhile. If you are a fabricator, a supplier, this is where your audience is. If you're a glazer or a glass shop, this is where your supply chain is. And it's an more intimate of session, 700, 800 people, lots of networking, lots of receptions. And Holly and Tristan have a lot of different programs that could help you get visibility no matter where you are. So I hope to see you in Louisville. Next slide, please. So we have a new thing this year, which I'm very excited about, and I've told a few people about it already. It's called GFAB, the NGA Glass Fabricator Conference. Sarah mentioned it off the top, and this is something that we are building and we have built for the fabricator. We've always had the BEC show focused for the glazer. Glass Build America kind of covers everything, but we really have never had a really strong, heavy focus on the fabricator. And that is going to change this year. Coming to Chicago, actually, we're just catching it. Those dates on the screen are wrong. It's in June. We had to move the dates at the last minute. Something had come up that shocked us, and so we had to move the dates into June. But GFAB is a tremendous conference idea that we are bringing to life, where we are bringing in fabricators, plant personnel, tech leaders, executives, and matching them up with the best of suppliers and manufacturers, component manufacturers in the country and the world. And so if you are a fabricator, this is something that you want to attend. This is where you're going to better your business. This is where you're going to learn new things. You're going to want to send other people from your company to it. So those are all big pieces. And again, Holly and Tristan will go over the advantages that if you are a supplier or manufacturer on this call, there's a great chance for you to, again, get in front of your customer base. Everything that NGA does has various values, and these events have values with education and networking, but the supply chain can't be slept on, especially in this day and age. It's very difficult out there on the supply chain, and you want to have the advantage over your competitors. And so if your competitors are not attending, you want to be there. If your competitors are attending, you want to be there even more to make sure that you're not missing out. So very excited about GFAB. Again, any questions on this? Please let me know. June in Chicago, June 14th to 17th. Thank you, Holly. Great time to be in Chicago for sure. The weather will be fantastic. Next slide, please. So, as we head towards glass build season, and glass build is in September this year, as Nora mentioned, Las Vegas, which usually does drive some extra attendance. We do have an architectural session, known previously as Blueprint for Collaboration. That name is evolving. It might be something else this year, but it is a great opportunity for you to have your wares and your products in front of architects who attend this. It's an educational session that gives the architects continuing education credits. And again, it's an opportunity to hear what's new in the world, what's happening, also hear some architectural perspectives. We in this industry always want to know what the architect is thinking. And you're already going to go to glass build, so make plans to be at the Blueprint for Collaboration or whatever we brand it as. But it's on the first day, September 23rd of glass build on the main stage. More information coming on that. But again, Tristan and Holly are wonderful with giving you info and details on how that can help your company. So if you want to attract architects, you want to get to know them, you want to be in their world, you want to be involved in this and reach through the NGA. Next slide, please. Of course, I'm overjoyed and thrilled about where glass build has gone in these last few years. This is another one that I think there's only, I think, one person in the industry has attended more consecutive glass builds than me. Now that Nicole Harris retired after this past year, so I love it. So I'm very biased. It is the ultimate meeting place for our industry. 8, 9, 10,000 people on the floor. This year we had almost 600 exhibits from everything under the sun. It really is something special. And it's funny because people will say to me, there's nothing in Glassfield for me. And then I'll point out certain things and they'll say, oh, okay, maybe I'll give it a shot. And they give it a shot and they usually pretty much, 100% hit me up afterwards and say, thank you for telling me about it. Thank you for pushing me and guiding me to go. Because I can't believe who I connected with. I can't believe what I was able to do. It was really neat to talk to people, those same people on the floor, and saying, you know what, I was skeptical, and I called my office and I told everybody, you have to come to Glassfield next year in Las Vegas. We will make plans for that. So that said, all of you as marketing professionals, I looked at the list and it's just a powerhouse of people on this webinar, and I thank you for that. If you're involved in exhibiting, thank you. You can step up and do some sponsorships. If you're not involved in exhibiting and you want to learn, we can help you there. There are ads and other things around it, investments that you can make to reach those thousands of people. And the nice thing is there's a lot of segments. So if you cross over and you're a decorative glass manufacturer, as an example, and you want to hit not only the glass shops, but the glazers and maybe some OEMs, we have that. So there's a great opportunity for you. Glass Build is exciting. It is coming up in the fall in Las Vegas this year, a little earlier, September 23rd to the 25th. And then it returns back to Florida. The Florida show is a huge success. We actually had really good weather, so hopefully we pull that off again in October of 2027. But we hope to see you. And like everything else, again, any questions, any curiosities, anything I can do to help, please do not hesitate to contact me. I'll put my email info for those of you who don't have it in the chat. And again, as Tristan and Holly are going to take you through, there is a lot that those two can do to help your business. And that's what makes me happy. That's what drives me, is knowing that those two are out for building this industry. The whole, rising tides lifts all boats. And it starts with people like Holly and Tristan. They're doing a super job. So hope to see you at Glass Build this September. Hope to obviously see you at BEC and GFAB. And so I think that might be done for me. Yep. And so there you have. There's some new things coming this year for Glass Build, and one of them is a opening celebration night. There's a new innovation lounge, new product showplace. There's a lot going on. So you see it on the screen. If you have more questions, they're the people that you want to talk to. If you're not comfortable with talking to them, and you're more comfortable with talking to Tristan or Holly or me or Sarah or Nora or Lori or anybody at NGA like Melanie Detmer, hit us up. We're here to help. So looking forward to hearing what Holly and Tristan say now, and looking forward to seeing all of you in person at any of these events, and anything I can do to help, I'm here for you. Thank you for hearing me out. And so now we go to the next screen. There we go. Holly.
Hi, everyone. I'm Holly Robinson. Thanks for sharing all about the events, Max. I think it's a great segue into some of the things I want to talk about. If you want to go ahead and flip to the next slide, I want to talk a little bit about timing. I think that we've established that Glass Magazine, Window Magazine, all of our platforms are the way to shout your message from the rooftops. And so I want to kind of touch on, so if you want to segment your audience and you really want to speak to architects, book a session with me or Chris or Tristan. It doesn't cost anything. We're glad to work with you. We do not work on commission. And so when you are having a conversation with us, we are just trying to help you grow your business, to reach your goals, to make you look good. Um, that's what we're here for. And so if you say to me, Holly, I really, want to speak to the architect audience, then I would say, okay, then let's get you in the architect issue that comes out in March. Let's get you in front of that Blueprint for Collaboration audience in Glass Build. We can also reach through some newsletters on the website if you want to do a couple blogs. If your message is really clear, we can just throw it in an ad. If your message is more educational and really deserves a conversation, let's schedule a podcast. We can help advise you on what your best path is. I think our capabilities kit is something like 30 or 50 pages long. We're here to help you navigate it. You can be really transparent. You can say, my budget is somewhere between 0 and 10,000, and I'll develop a program for you. Or you can say my budget is closer to 100,000, and I'll help you understand what you get for that, who you're talking to, what your reach is, and how many conversions that you can really like not expect, but work towards. So just know both of us, like I have a really strong marketing and sales background. I understand the pressure that you're under and want to help you reach those goals. So, March issue is in Glass Magazine is architects. If you're trying to reach fabricators, if you're trying to reach the glazers, I mean the top glazer issue, they're all looking in there to see themselves. So if you're trying to reach that audience, you need to be in that issue. The glass build issue, everyone's going. 70% of attendees plan their itinerary before they ever step foot on the show floor. So it makes sense for you to be in that publication. They can look through, they plan on who they're going to talk to. They're looking at those products. So, or even the issue before the awards issue, is that comes out in like July, August timeframe. So you want to be in that awards issue, like submit your new product for an award. It's really low barrier to entry, and if you win, you get really great exposure. So, be thinking, I think a lot of people are like, oh, glass builds in September, and they'll call me the last day of August. And really, we need to be working on that now. So you need to be submitting your products, we just need to develop your strategy early. Then you can get your budget approved. You've got tons of time for any kind of ad development, and then we can kind of move you through the process. We're here to help you. Sarah, if you want to move to the next slide. Max mentions all of these amazing events that we have. And if you think about sponsorship, people are like, oh yeah, we should think about sponsorship. Really, there are over 500 exhibitors at Glass Build. You need to stand out. And that means having an amazing booth, but it also means having your name on billboards, on registration packages, getting your logo in front of people, we have activations. If your goal is to drive people to your website, they need to click a QR code to be able to enter into a session. Or we can really develop strategies that meet those goals. If it's just branding, we can plaster your logo all over the hall. You know, there's a ton of different options. So, and that's just at Glassbuild. At BEC, there are programs like networking session, um, happy hour sponsor where people are talking and engaging. You have your table there. You're getting the brand recognition from all of the event lead up. Your logo is showing on interstitial slides during sessions. You can book Take Five so that you can get in front of the audience if you have an educational time frame or sorry, an educational message that needs more than just your logo. Um, there are all kinds of sponsorship options. You want to be the cool kid on the block, sponsor the bourbon tasting session, right? Like it all depends on what you're trying to accomplish. But there are great conversations from a networking standpoint that happen at a bourbon tasting session. So it's really important for you to share your goals, share what you're trying to accomplish, and then we can kind of match and build opportunities that support those goals. Let's go ahead and so I want to just kind of say we've talked about the magazines, we've talked about the websites, we've talked about the newsletter, we've talked about our events, the show catalog, the e-blasts that go out surrounding Glass Build. Those are the daily emails. They go out to like 40 or 50,000 people. So just know we can saturate the market with your message. We can make it so that everyone knows what your company does and to the point where it becomes top of mind awareness, where not only do they know what your company does, they've seen who they need to contact through our Meet the Expert program. You know, there's layers upon layers of ways to infiltrate the audience and get them to buy from you. Get them to when they're like, "Oh, I need a new piece of equipment. I remember seeing this supplier in one of the publications. Oh yeah, they were in a newsletter." Right? That's the whole purpose of our program. Again, kind of how our products differ from some of our competitors, like US Glass. We are the whole industry, right? Like we host and produce Glass Build, BEC. Like we are the industry and we're a nonprofit. We exist simply to support you. We're not just trying to make a dollar off you getting exposure. So I just want to be really clear that we're here for the right reasons and we want to partner with you specifically to help your business grow. What's next, Sarah? So I encourage you to book time with us. I, Tristan and me, Tristan, if you want to drop our email addresses into the chat, again, it costs you nothing. We're glad to book like a 30-minute session to better understand your goals, make some specific recommendations, and then help you figure out from your budget standpoint what you can afford and really kind of move you forward in the process. Max, is there anything that we missed or you feel like we should touch on as we start to wrap up?
No, I think from my standpoint, I think you covered everything, and the rest of the gang covered everything. And as a marketing person in our industry, you're there to help the other professional marketers. And I didn't have that advantage back in the day that I didn't get to deal with a Holly or a Tristan. So it was a different world for me. The fact that you are very like almost like concierge service to take care of people and do custom and ways activations and so on. I can't speak more highly about you guys. So I do think there's a lot of value in everything you connected on today. I think was right on. I don't think we missed anything, at least off the top of my head.
Okay, excellent. So Sarah, do we want to move towards Q&A?
Yes, let's. We have a couple that we can get started with. And then again, to everyone on the webinar, you can use the chat feature or the Q&A bar. Either one, I think, is available in your Zoom toolbar. To get started, what are the ways I can engage for free?
I'm glad to take that. There's many ways. If you're a supplier, one of the best ways that you can get involved is through our source book. There's a quick survey you fill out. You talk about, I mean, the basics of like what products you have, and we can get those listed. That source book comes out once a year for each of, one is called the source book and one is called the magazine buying guide. Is that right, Lori? Did I call it the right thing? The window buying guide, window and door buying guide.
Yes, the buying guide in our November, December issue.
Okay, awesome. So that's one way that you can get some free exposure. I think submitting the news articles where you're getting, I think Nora and Lori mentioned this is where you're just getting recognition for your company expanding, growing. Um, those are two ways just off the top of my head that I mentioned to you, we have, as an NGA member, you can go to our website and really learn about all of the things that we offer for members. And so I mention that because a lot of you are in the marketing world, but there's also, My Glass class is a training module that many of the HR folks love. Anybody that does training or onboarding of employees. So I encourage you to go to glass.org and just watch. There's another webinar that's on membership benefits. It's a great place for you to kind of understand the value that NGA brings. Many of you come to NGA because you learned about it through Glassbuild, but you really, I encourage you to share it with your coworkers because you'll see they'll come back to you and be like, oh, thank you for turning me on to this. This is a great adjunct to our business.
Mhm.
Great.
And I
Thanks
would
all.
just emphasize, I think Holly already shouted it out, which we appreciate. Um, but yes, news submission is free to the magazines and also product announcements, especially product launches. When we speak with people at events, they're just not always aware. It is a free process and it is very well read online and in the magazine. The whole industry wants to know what you're cooking up. So please let us know so we can let them know.
And if you're
And
looking for like a product launch, start with that news, right? That's going to give you a one-time little blast. But there's a whole product launch package that we have. It's about $7,800, and it literally touches every channel that we have, every media channel that we have. So, those project managers that are trying to figure out or just work on rough budget numbers of, okay, we've made this great thing. How do we get the word out? You can just drop that line item in your budget and know that we've got you covered.
Great. We've gotten a couple more questions. So Max, I'm going to direct this one to you. Um, from Jennifer, can you please clarify Glass Build audience of architects? The focus is architects, but only about 5% of the attendees are architects.
Yeah, I
And I,
mean, it's gonna. I'm sorry, Sarah. Did I jump on you?
no, go ahead.
No, and I think right now the architects are going to grow. We are lucky enough that Lakeisha Woods is now our president and CEO. She's extremely connected in the architectural community, and she already made a difference last year, and she was barely on staff, and now give a whole year headed into glass build, and some of the changes that we're making, some of the evolutions that are going to happen with that program. I definitely think you're going to see a healthier amount of architects, designers, engineers on the floor. Giving it a number, I don't have that, but I do think it will be worth your while. And as we get a little bit closer into the summertime and some of the programs we get going, that's something that either I could give you or Holly and Tristan can break that down for you as we get closer.
I can chime in too. I think the number is not that large. The number is maybe like 100, 150 people, but they are the right people in the room. And that's the difference, right? So, like, you can blast your message to 10,000 architects, but if they don't specify glass and they're not really in the glass realm, you're just blowing money. Right. So I think understanding that the people that are attending our architectural sessions are high value targets for you. So.
Great. Thank you, Holly and Max. I did want to just verbally reiterate a question that Tristan answered in the Q&A box, the dates for the Glass Build magazine issues. So Glass Magazine, the deadline is July 29th. Window and Door, the deadline is August 28th, and the official show catalog deadline is also August 28th. So
If
thank
you're
you.
looking for an editorial deadline, I think those will be earlier. Just a heads up, like I think I said. I'm not sure if it was, though. If it's related to advertising, then that is correct. But I was just speaking with our associate editor who'll be putting it together. So the product showcase deadline will probably be early summer, late spring. Just a heads up. We haven't finalized it yet.
Okay, great. Thank you. One other question. What if I'm not happy with the outcomes of what I've purchased?
Tristan, do you want to take this one or you want me to?
Sure, I can take it. So when say a marketing campaign doesn't exactly work out as expected or as we had hoped, that's one of the things when we get together, we look at the drawing board, we look at the audiences that we're looking to reach, we look at the goals that we had, and the different ways that we tried to reach those and achieve those. And so maybe it takes marketing isn't just one it's not the easiest thing just to get on the first try, right? It takes some practice, it takes some trial and error. But that's why we also have the ad studies again. The feedback that we get from those in terms of the audience engagement, the influence, the buying actions. You get to see how many people like the ad in general, and you can compare that with the other ads that are in the that issue. So you can kind of do a little bit of benchmarking through that as well. So we'll get together, we'll figure out, what exactly, went wrong, what went right, and how to, really focus on, more of the right steps for next time.
I think you're absolutely right. And transparency is super important to Tristan and I. So when you have that we try something and it doesn't work, then we're like, okay, let's switch gears, or we look at what is working and we double down. So really, it's a collaborative effort where we're working together to solve the marketing equation, right? We want to look at your funnel, look at your prospects funnel, and help. Sometimes it's people enter at the top, and sometimes it's help converting the people they already know about you, but they're not actually buying. And so it kind of we look at that funnel and we say where are you struggling? And how can we help convert those to sales?
Awesome. Well, thank you all very much. I think at the moment we've answered all of the questions we've received, and we're right at time as well. So this is a good time to wrap it up. But thank you again to Nora, Lori, Holly, Tristan, and Max, and to you all for joining us today, and hearing about these opportunities. And I hope that we can use 2026 to really just make it the best year possible for your company and your brand, with NGA as your partner. As a reminder, these webinars are recorded, so we'll be sharing this by email midday tomorrow, and then it will be posted on glass.org/webinars. And then a look ahead, we have a couple webinars already on the calendar. So what's trending in glass fabrication? We'll be looking at a session that was given live at Glass Build, but this is also in anticipation to the NGA Glass Fabricator Conference that Max and I both discussed today. And then Lori mentioned the window and door market survey. So we're having the webinar in March. I believe Lori will be actually the quarter 4 results. So if that's relevant to you, we hope to see you then. And with that, have a great afternoon, and we'll talk to you again soon.